Hi, my name is Chris, and today is Truth Tuesday. Today I'd like to talk about legacy. And a lot of times I don't talk about parenting as much because I'm a grandparent now and I'm more concerned about grandparenting. But legacy is something that we leave behind in our children. And one of our goals as we were raising our children was to launch them, but also to help them to be mature adults, but also to have them want to spend time with us after they were launched and had left our family home. And I'm happy to say that I'm looking forward to a vacation with our children and our grandchildren here in the next month, and I feel like this might be an answer to prayer for us. But as we think about legacy and wanting our kids to want to be with us when we're older, we got to start when they're younger. Proverbs 22:6 says, "Train up a child in the way he should go, and even when he is old, he will not depart from it." And I think that occurs if we have a plan and a goal in mind as we're raising our children. And 3 or 4 conditions that have helped us and will help you as you raise your children. And the first one is presence. We used to talk about quality time versus quantity time, but I think children need your presence as parents. That's being in the moment with them, experiencing them, spending time with them, enjoying them, and not allowing other people to raise them all the time through daycare or other providers. That we need to be significantly involved and present in their day-to-day, hearing their stories, their joys, and their concerns as they grow up. So presence is real important. And you know, God as our Father is always present with us. He hears us, He empathizes with us, and He cares for us. And I think that's what our children need. The other condition they need is acceptance, to accept them as they are, not as we want them to be or think they should be or the talents that they should have. Not every child's going to be an athlete or super smart or straight A's. But they are gifted and they have abilities. I had a young man text me this morning and is still struggling with his relationship with God and being accepted and accepting himself. And when we accept our kids as their most important people in their lives, we're sending the message that they're okay no matter what their gifts and abilities are. And they are all gifted specifically, and they have a purpose or they wouldn't be here. By God's plan. The third thing they need from us is guidance, because we've lived longer and been there and done that. They need to be guided like arrows toward a target and encouraging them and helping them toward that way, toward their strengths and abilities that God has given them. So they need our guidance, not only that way or spiritually or physically or mentally or emotionally. So we don't raise anxious, depressed, hopeless children, but we raise faithful, well-adjusted, kind, and gracious children because of what they've experienced from us. And we're not always going to do it perfect. We're just going to do our best, and that's all you can do. So you got to be gracious and understanding with yourself. And finally, John, our children's pastor, kind of picks on me. The final thing is correction. And some of the key questions that I asked as we were raising children is, what did you do? What should you have done? Was it right or wrong? Was it sin? And what should I do to you now? Or what should your consequences be for this? And this goes into the area of legacy and correction. And the best question is, what happened? And to see if they even understand what they did and giving them the benefit of the doubt. But not always believing them, because I've heard some pretty good stories in my life. I can remember one time our kids hung a cat accidentally, And there's quite a family story that we still rehearse every once in a while because someone believed them, but I was a little skeptical of how the cat got hung. Poor cat, it never came back. So it's important as we raise our children to remember that we're training them to launch them. We love them. We want to be present. We want to accept. We want to give them guidance. And we also want to correct. Because, as the proverb writer writes, train up a child in the way they should go. And even when they're old, they will not depart from it. So start right. Thanks for joining us on Truth Tuesday.